Good morning, everyone. It is time for the weekly update. Tuesday morning, kind of early. Lots of fog out this morning, but it's nice. It's going to get super hot the rest of this week. No rain. Let's see what's happened over the last week. There's the hot pepper bed. Ant chose the winner for the tallest, but also some of the fewest peppers that aren't getting very meaty. The habanero plants. Plenty of habaneros down there. The volunteer tomato plant here, which I'm really surprised the deer never got to. Starting to get a lot of browning on the leaves down there. I don't know if that's anything bad or not, but I should clip them off. Got some red tomatoes down there. And plenty of green ones. An habanero plant growing in the middle there. No, that's not habanero. I really need to figure out what these are. A Peter pepper plant. I'm going to have a lot of Peter peppers. And this one, this might be the Scotch bonnet. Just tried one of those raw inside and they're hot. Should make a nice hot sauce. Hey, this one looks like the mole plant. Starting to put a couple more on. Had these down here for the longest time and that was it. But I guess it's starting to put some new ones. Yeah, this one here, I like this pepper. I don't know what it was, but it good heat, good flavor. Let's hopefully get a lot of those. Another Peter pepper plant. Look at all those Peter peppers. A ton of those. Another volunteer tomato plant. Oh wow, look at that. It's got striping on it as if it's... Oh, that would be nice. Had a black cherry tomato one time. I forget what it was called. It's really good, really hearty. That would make me happy. Hopefully the deer don't find that one. This pepper plant still has 0 peppers. I just don't know what the heck's going on with this one. Just one just to know what it was. And this one is the ancho. And we got some bell peppers. They're doing pretty good over here. I guess I started them way too late. But they're nice and healthy looking, and can't really complain about them except for not really a lot of peppers. That one's got a handful. I got one with a hole in it. That guy's got 1, 2. And there's some that just don't have any. And there's still time. Just need to be patient. That's not my strong point. Couple down there. This one back here I thought was an habanero. It probably is. There's a pepper starting back there. So yeah, that's habanero. A couple more bell peppers here. I already hear the buzzing of the pollinators. That's a good thing. What's this one? That's almost... I don't know what that is. I'm going to research my seed packets today. Try to figure out what's what. Yeah, one I believe's an habanero. Raspberries looking great. Pretty sure if you see white spots like that on your raspberry, it's like the Japanese beetle took a bite or some other bug. And it is spreading still. This will never stop spreading. Got another habanero there. Mole, that pepper's completely gone. That got bitten into the other day. And somewhere in that mess is a pepper plant. It's not going to do anything. Wood pile. Got almost all that brush I cut down burn off, so that was nice. And it was like 3 or 4 feet above that fence. There's the fog this morning. Pretty cool looking. Can't really see the top of the trees. Don't think that's the Canadian wildfire anymore, but well, I know it's kind of cool this morning. I know it is supposed to heat up. I should dig up these turnips and plant something else there for the rest of the year, just haven't done it. They're no good anymore. Green onion just keeps going to seed, keeps adding more and more seed. I had my second, you can see that purple leaf down there, second sweet potato plant finally sprout. 2 did, 2 didn't. And this pepper plant, oh look at that, is that a ghost pepper? I believe it is. It's another ghost pepper plant. The other bell pepper here, they kind of have a distinct look. This ancho pepper plant is so heavy, like I'm pretty sure this branch is just going to break someday. I'm trying to tie it up and support it, but it's just got a ton of peppers. And what am I going to do with all these peppers? Guess that's a good problem. Oh, there's more there. Guess who can't have enough ancho peppers, right? Almost looks, yeah, that's ancho. Okay. More Peter pepper here. Plenty of those. I haven't decided if I like the one I ate. Lettuce isn't looking great. Even just for going to seed. There's some getting ready to start there. You get it in here and weed a little bit. Cayenne plants did not get big this year. Don't know why, they usually do really well. Little bell pepper plant here, doing nothing. Whatever these are. Getting a ton of them. Harvested plenty of hot peppers already. And I know these 3 pepper plants are all the same. Whatever those are. Pretty distinct shapes, so I should be able to figure those out pretty easily. Got my carrots gone to seed. This guy's gotten huge. And whatever these are, I think there's already some red ones down here. Whatever these are, I'm gonna have a ton of them. That ancho turning red. Need to read up on it, but I heard those might turn into poblanos. This red potato just sprouted up on its own. All those holes in the leaves. This actually might be ready in a little while. I haven't really checked beneath it, but they've almost been growing on top of the dirt this year. I think the grass might have caused that. This sweet potato plant's looking really good. Never grew sweet potato plants. No idea what variety it is. Just got it at the local store, produce store. There's bell pepper. Hopefully that'll just, it's got a ton of flowers. Hopefully there's still time for those. Peter pepper plant. And this one's got a ton of whatever that is. It's super hot. And I have more than enough of those. I can almost go into business selling hot sauce this year. That's a bell pepper. There's a cucamelon spreading from over there. I believe that's an habanero. Yep. That's a bell pepper. It's really taken off lately. It's another habanero. Planted another sweet pepper or sweet potato in there, and nothing. Here's my beet, the one beet I got this year. I should just harvest it and eat it. This cucamelon plant, not really grown any cucamelons yet, but there's one. Spreading quite a bit. All the way up that. It's my second planting of cucumbers in this bed here. Not sure if I have time or not, but here's hoping. There's some cherry tomatoes turning red down there. This plant's starting to do pretty well, so I'll at least get something out of this little area. Pretty sure that's that might be a bell pepper or a jalapeno. That's a jalapeno. Got plenty of jalapenos off of this guy already. What else we got in here? Got some carrots. A few carrots just started. Another Texas Roadhouse tomato plant. And that might be another jalapeno. Nothing growing on it yet. Okay. Some raspberries in there. Got some carrots in there. It's just fun to grow, you know. Just to see what kind of food you can get out of your backyard year after year. Watching it grow. More raspberries. This just never does well, but look at the top of this one. I just don't think there's enough nutrition in the ground. I never fertilize. This pretty much never gets grass clippings or compost or anything. There's the kale. All we use that for is to give the rabbit 2 or 3 pieces a day. He loves it. Gets excited when we come out here. As soon as we walk in the door, he's jumping up and down. There's a couple habanero plants I threw here because I had nothing else to do with them. The cucamelon jungle here. Starting to get a lot of them. Almost to the point I'm tired of eating them. They're just so easy to pack. It's hard to keep up on harvesting them now. Pretty much all over in here. He'll keep producing throughout the rest of the summer. Okay. And the most exciting news of the week, cannot believe it, but my lemon tree has sent out a shoot off the side of the dead plant. Could not believe it, so I'm so excited about that. And I cannot believe it's alive. Probably gonna be years away from lemons now, but it's still exciting. So then it makes me wonder, should I take these jalapeno plants out, but that lemon tree ain't going to do a bunch, and I'm starting to get some good jalapenos off of this plant. Both of them, really. But I don't have enough jalapenos to last me till next year's crop once I cut them up and freeze them. And I got the volunteer tomato plant here. Some raspberries that poked through. Got my slow bolting cilantro, and it is slow bolting. That's crazy to say, but the ones I used to grow would have bolted at this size with the heat we've had. It hasn't even been that hot. Okay. Picked one of my yellow squash, which when it ripens turns more and more orange. And then the part that's on the ground just stays green. I don't know, could have stayed on a little longer, but I get a little anxious with them. A little impatient. Got my eggplant for next year. This Swiss chard isn't really taking off, but that's fine. I got plenty. Basil's starting to take off. And just for fun, I put a peach seed in there just to see if it would sprout. So, see if that comes up before the end of the year. You got this Swiss chard here. Did pretty well for being in a pot. Okay. I got the pumpkin patch over here, sitting here walking through cobwebs this morning. Still making lots of flowers. Not lots of pumpkins, but I didn't expect a lot over here. It's not the best dirt. But you got two of them there. Kind of nice. And they are a few. I got this guy here. And just another one over here. It's probably about ready to pick here. Be another white loaf. I don't know what that is. It's supposed to have a white pumpkin, but it is not the shape of a pumpkin. Those seeds, I think, from Burpee, and I swear only one of them ended up being what it was supposed to be. Like, I did not remember buying anything looking like that. Don't get me wrong, they'll still be fun to put out on Halloween, but I don't really think they were what I ordered. And a lot of yelling, not sure what that's about. This is the white loaf. It's supposed to be a white pumpkin. So that's kind of annoying. Imagine that's another one of them. And all this jungle of plants, I don't think there's a single pumpkin. I think there was one starting to grow. Yeah. There. Another white loaf. Oh. Okay. Still hearing the pollinators, so that's a good thing. Trimmed down our maple tree bush. These cucumbers are pretty much done for. They just up and died. So probably got about 30 or 40 cucumbers off of this year, so it's not awful, but I'm going to rip this out and throw something else in real quick. Beets or garlic or something. Couple jalapeno plants here. Doing okay. Not great. Milkweed coming up next to it. If anybody knows what this is, I'd love to know. And it makes the coolest little seeds. It doesn't make very big flowers, so it's not like you grow it for the flowers. And it's just a weed. But it's a monstrosity of a weed. I'm just curious what it is. So please, 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 if anyone knows, leave a comment. Tell me what it is. I appreciate it. The first zucchini plant, man, I tell you what, up until like 5 years ago, I got that squash vine borer every year. And they would all be dead by now, but for some reason in the last 5 years, I have not had one. It just keeps growing. We got a couple more down in there. Now there's a few over here. I think I got them all. Oh, no, there's more growing over here now. And preparing for the squash vine borer, I did plant extra. Don't need it. And then, God, these monster pumpkins. I mean, look how much it's growing. It's just crazy. We got the bees in there doing their job. Here's the one monster pumpkin I got. It's starting to turn orange. Could probably take that off by now, but I'll give it another week or two. There are some pepper plants in here, but they're not doing anything because of the pumpkins. So that's fine. Thought I saw like another pumpkin somewhere in this jungle starting to grow, but yeah, it'd take too long to find it. There's another yellow one starting to turn orange. And I have plenty of those, so there's the other pumpkin. I'm not sure it got pollinated because it's not getting very big. Okay, another yellow one. And I believe, yep, it is over here. One more yellow one. It's one of the bigger ones. Okay, let me see. This is the other ghost pepper plant I have, and it actually is putting on a lot of ghost peppers. That makes me happy. Some more back in there. And I got this ancho. Starting to ripen. Some red ones. That one got knocked off. Ugh. Garbage. Okay, let's go inside to do the tomato netting. Okay, I am back. I had to get the kid up, take him to soccer practice, and a few other things, so let's just finish up in here. Alright, first is the butternut squash, which the plant's kind of dying off already some, but I think it'll last long enough to get plenty of butternut squash. We don't need a ton of it, even though we should. And down there, that's kind of already turning brown. Okay. This volunteer tomato plant, which ended up being very prolific. I mean, look at all those. Cherry tomato plant. So I'm thinking this must have part Texas Roadhouse in it. Some of the leaves are getting brown. Still hear the buzzing around me of the pollinators, so it's good to hear. Haven't found any more tomato hornworms or seen any damage. This plant's growing crazy. I mean, it's getting big, big, big. No disease, but up until recently, only had those two tomatoes down there. I'm not sure if you can see them. But now it's starting to put on a lot more. Not sure why. It was the cucamelons that slowed it down, or the deal was. Cucamelons. This one, which I would guess is the one that's grown most in the fish that I buried. Has this big, big cluster here. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 tomatoes. Let's see if you can see them down here. Maybe 12, but not a whole lot on top. And a couple starting there. Haven't had an overly hot summer, so maybe that's why. This one here, and another huge cluster, but then not a whole lot up top, so not sure what's going on. This one did not grow very big at all. Don't quite get why. It's got some tomatoes on it, just never got big, and I've been taking a lot of branches off. It's got a lot of this stuff going on. I don't know what that is. It's one of the Swiss chards. I occasionally take a piece off and eat in Mike's burrito in the morning. This one, which I wasn't going to plant, but then decided just to throw it in, and glad I did. Not huge, but plenty of tomatoes. And this guy, looks like I need to tie him up. That string's going into its, hopefully that doesn't hurt it. It's got a monster tomato there. Can't wait till that one's ready. And then the Texas Roadhouse. Finally starting to get a bunch. Some over there. Some down there. I was keeping up with trimming this bush, or plant, but it just got too big. Got another butternut there, close to being ready to harvest. Let's see, I believe this is the Texas Roadhouse one. I can take you over here more for the Swiss chard than anything else. As you can tell, the Swiss chard much prefers growing in the ground than it does in the pots. Just more of the Roadhouse tomatoes. Not sure what that is. That's bad. Those vines got a. Oh wait, no, that's a green bean. Maybe I'll have some green beans this year. Okay. And one of the Swiss chards over here. Sorry about the camera. What's going on with this thing? And another Swiss chard here. What I do is I cut off the stalk up into the leaf. You get about half the stalk and then all of the leaf, and then freeze half the stalk. So I'll have some into the winter, hopefully. Alrighty, so I think that might be it for this week. Appreciate anybody who stopped in to watch. Love to hear any comments you have. Now, I'm certainly no expert, so any advice is deeply appreciated. You can see the trees now, so a little bit of haze. That could be from the Canadian wildfire, but not as bad as it had been. So, alrighty. Well, once again, I got my lemon tree back for now. So, anyway, I will see everybody on next week's update. If you don't mind, leave a like and comment and subscribe if you haven't. Thanks.